infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. I want to talk and preach and deliberate today from the subject, the gift of my handicap. The gift of my handicap. The gift of my handicap. My dear brothers and sisters, as we look into our world today, we have been surrounded by what looks good and not knowing from which it came. The truth behind some of our initial issues in life stem from a misunderstanding of what's needed in order to be successful. In the reality of some of our lives, we have a handicap that we don't want others to see. But if we be truthful, some of us have a handicap that needs to be seen so that our haters could understand where I came from in order to be where I am today. In the world we live in today, most people frown at the handicap, all because of what it looks like and because of the fact that it looks weird and unconventional to people. What's misunderstood and not publicized is that in order to be handicapped, you have to understand that you're more gifted in other places. Take, for instance, a blind man. Most doctors say that when you're blind, you have the gift of hearing that is more heightened. May I give you a brief intermission today for some of those that are in the building on right now that have a handicap, but God has been grateful to you and allowed your handicap to be the very thing that pushes you to your next place. Let me explain it to you. You might be handicapped in your finances, but you still have food. You might be handicapped in your thoughts, but you still have peace. You might be handicapped in your relationship, but God gave you quality friends. Anytime that you are handicapped somewhere, you must understand that there is greater somewhere else. In order to really get a grip of where I'm going today, you got to understand what the meaning of handicap is. Handicap is defined as a circumstance that makes progress or success difficult. And sometimes we look at people that are handicapped and we judge them, but we don't understand that in their handicapped state, they also have something greater that they're able to do. You look at them because they might be blind, but you understand they could be hearing something on your behalf. You look at them and you question where they are right now, but you don't understand what is needed for them to even come out of the house. And sometimes when we are handicapped, the problem is a lot of us get upset at the fact that we are handicapped for a season, but we don't understand that God has greater coming after this season. And today I really want to dive into this, and I want to use this for an example at the table because I think a lot of us are handicapped in 3 different areas and we don't really understand and know that we are handicapped there. We are handicapped in our vision. We are handicapped in our vision. We are handicapped in our vision because we look at things and we think that it doesn't really qualify for what we're trying to use. When you look at this can and you look at it, it's beat up on the outside. It doesn't look good to others, but what's really on the inside is still the same thing that's inside of this one. But because you don't like what this looks like, you rather not pick it up. You rather not use it. And for the truth is, a lot of us are like this right now, but there are a lot of people that look at us because we're rough around the edges. I wish I had help today. There's a lot of us that's rough around the edges. We don't look good. We don't look like we have a lot going on, but this is what qualifies me to be this. In this, you got to understand that I was meant to be this. But right now, in my season of disaster, my season of despair, my season of hell, my season of trial, my season of persecution, you find out that this right here is what I really am. When you look at your neighbor and tell them I might be handicapped, but greater is right here. I feel good today. I feel good. We're handicapped. We look at things the wrong way. And the truth of the matter, when you look in the mirror, you see something that's projected to be bigger than what it is. And some of us look ourselves in the mirror and question what God has called us to be because we have to go through a season of beat up. Because we have to go through a season of trial. We question God, but I thought I had some believers in the building today that will understand that no weeping may endure for the night. But joy has to come in the morning. You got to understand and know that I'm going through a process, but progress is right here. And though I may be this right now, there is something coming on later. Oh my God. So we're handicapped in our vision. I feel like preaching good God. Hallelujah to the name of God. You're handicapped in your vision. But then there are some of us that are handicapped in life. And what does that mean? We carry suitcases that look good. We carry these things around expecting to be something great. But we are missing the main components in order for us to be successful where we're going. So when you go and you stay at a hotel, you usually take a bag with you. But this bag I have right here on today is empty. There's nothing on the inside of it. And some of us are handicapped in life because we are carrying the past things that we used to use and we're expecting them to work for us. But Paul says it like this: for I reckon that the present sufferings are not worthy to be revealed in with the glory that God has for you. That's not good enough for you. We're forgetting those things which are behind us and we're reaching for the things that are in front of us. We are handicapped in life because we're too busy wanting things that others have, but we don't have what we need in order to be successful. I came to preach to a couple people today and tell you, although you may be handicapped, that doesn't mean that God hasn't blessed you with a gift. Oh my God. So when you have this bag here and you're going out, and this is why I say you're handicapped in life. A lot of us carry this suitcase because we want others to think that what we have on the inside of us is so much greater than what someone else has. We cover up what's on the inside of it. We cover up what's on the inside of it, but we're missing the components in order for you to be successful. I know some of us today, I hope you did, you took a shower before you came to church, and all these components that are here, right here, are necessary for you to be successful when you come into the house of God. Oh my God. What do they represent? This face cloth, it represents something that's able to wash off the dirt that you have on your body. And some of us need to have a face cloth mentality and understand that I may be dirty right now, but as soon as I use my face cloth, I can wipe off what others thought was dirty and I'll turn it into something greater. In order to be super clean, you've got to be able to have soap. And what is soap signifying? Soap signifies that it's the very thing that's going to clean your body. You can wash with water all day, but you're going to have that same stench and law until you use the soap. I thought I had some of y'all that like to take showers in this building today. But you have this soap here that is needed to clean you. And some of us can't be clean because we're using old stuff and we won't use something new. You won't go in the store and pick up something better for you because you used to using the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Oh my God. And what is the toothbrush and the toothpaste you? This is going to hurt some people in here today. I know it is. But y'all forgive me talking to my head and not to my heart. Because the truth of the matter is some of our mouths are dirty. Yeah, you don't want to be honest today, but I came to tell some people something. You don't want to be honest today, but I came to speak to you. You may not talk to me, but I'm going to talk to y'all today. Some of our mouths are dirty. We talk bad on people. We speak bad on them. We talk about where they used to be. We talk about what they've done. And we're negative minded and everything. But we can't become clean because we are not using the proper things in order for us to clean out the inside. What am I saying to us on today? Some of us need to get excited because God gives you all these components in order for you to look as if you were greater. You might be having trash on the inside of you. You might have trash days. You may look bad. But all of these components will make you look better than what you're going through. It'll make you look better than what's going on in your life because you are clean on the outside, but privately you are struggling. Will you please just tell your neighbor one more time, I may be handicapped, but God gave me a gift. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah to the name of God. Yes, so you're handicapped in your vision. You're handicapped in your life. But here's my favorite right here. You are handicapped in your mentality. You're handicapped in your mentality. Some of you have a dream on the inside of you, but you can't push it out because you missed your next by looking at your now. I wish I had help in here today. Some of us miss our next because we are too busy looking at our now. And in order to be to get to your next, when you spell that word, you got to go in, you got to have an E, you got to have an X, and then you got to have a T. But the word is not complete without you having an X on the inside of it. And some of us need to let go of old-minded people so you can get to your next place in God, so you can get to your future. We just said it now unto him that is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we can ask or think. But it's according to the power that worketh in you. What's the power on the inside of you? It's your faith level. And some of us lack faith because we're too busy looking at the wrong thing. Oh my God. You lack faith because you're too busy trying to be someone else. But will you please just get excited with me one more time and touch yourself and say, I may be handicapped, but God gave me greater. Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, thank you. Yes, Lord. I came to holler today. I feel something good coming up. And so now we enter into the text that we are today because we find here in 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, where we find out about a man by the name of Paul. Y'all read with me for a little while. 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, verses 1 through 5 in the New Living Translation says something like this. It says something like this. This boasting will do no good, but I must go on. I will reluctantly tell about visions and revelations from the Lord. I was caught up to the third heaven 14 years ago. Whether I was in my body or out of my body, I don't know. Only God knows. Yes, only God knows whether I was in my body or outside of my body. But I do know that I was caught up to paradise and heard things so astounding that they cannot be expressed in words. Things no human is allowed to tell. That experience is worth boasting about, but I'm not going to do it. I will only boast about my weakness. I read those verses because I wanted you to catch back up to where I'm about to experience and go today, because our target text today comes from verses 7 through 10 in 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. But you can't understand what the thorn is needed for until you understand why the thorn was given. And some of us don't understand why our thorn is in our flesh because we don't know the prerequisite God had for us in order for us to be successful. You want to be the next CEO of something, but you can't clean floors. You want to have your own business, but you're not nice to people. You want to be the pastor, or you want to be the praise and worship leader, but we never see you clap your hands until the mic is in your hand. We never hear you scream until it's your time to talk. You want all these things and you're boasting in arrogance, but the truth of the matter is we know that you have no oil upon your life because you are more so like Saul and you're never like Jonathan. You don't want to see others succeed, but you want the power to flow your way. I thought I had help to get on today. Some of us really want them to be in the forefront of what God has for us, but until you can help someone else out, until you can lend your hand to someone else, you will never experience the glory that God has for you. That's why I love David and Jonathan, because the truth of the matter is the handicap in this situation is that Jonathan is next in line to be king, but he handicaps his own self and says, you know what, I believe in who you are. I dare you to take your sanctified finger out and lay your neighbor out and tell him, I believe in you. They want the right neighbor. Tell somebody else, say, I believe in you.
I believe in you.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, sir. And the problem is that when you say that you believe in someone, your actions have to follow what you believe in. It's one thing to talk about I believe in you, but what happens when I call you at midnight and I need you to cover my story? I don't need you to openly tell everybody my business. I don't need you to openly tell everybody what I'm going through. Can you be a cover for me one time? As many times as I've covered you, I'm not told your business. I'm not told what you're going through. I haven't told your proclivities. I haven't told anything about you. Why can't you believe me? Yes, I told you I needed your prayer. And so here we find ourselves, yes, God, we find ourselves here in 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter and the 7th verse. read it from the Message Bible because I want y'all to get excited just like I am. The first verse that I want to touch on is verse 7. It says, because of the extravagance of those revelations, and so I wouldn't get a big head. Stop. Oh my God. So I wouldn't get a big head. God had to give me authority. He had to remind me that what you are trying to accomplish, you can't do it without me. I wish I had some help in here and some people that would get excited because your thorn is not something that's hindering you. It's something reminding you that God is only going to use you when you stop operating in arrogance, when you stop operating in pride. Oh my God, when you stop operating and thinking you're far better than what you are. Yes, Lord. And I was given a gift of a handicap to keep me in constant touch with my limitations. Listen to this verse, and this should get somebody happy. For some of y'all that have a prayer life, you should get happy right here. Satan's angel did his best to get me down. I thought I had some people that would get excited here because in this first 2 months of life that we've been in 2018, I don't know about y'all. Let me preach about myself. I've been through hell left and right. I've been through stories left and right. I've been through everything left and right. But I said for myself, thanks be unto God who has given me the victory. And some of us need to catch a hold to that because the enemy is coming to push you down. He's coming to try you. But look at the next words right here. When he did in fact push me, the only thing he did was push me to my knees. I'm going to have some people in here that will get excited because the devil has been trying to push you to going back to the things that you used to do, to start answering the phone for those old connections because you know that they will work. But the only thing he did in this season was push you to your knees. And when you begin to pray to God, you begin to ask him about what you needed from him, what you wanted him to do. He said, as long as your actions follow what I tell you, I'm going to bless you in this season. Some of us need to stop talking to everybody and find you a prayer life and stop asking everybody to do stuff for you and stop asking everybody to lean on you. But in this season, you shall without fail recover all. I came to tell a couple of you it's the season of reverse power. I ain't talking about dunamis and strength. I'm talking about exousia and authority. And some of us have given our authority to people and told them about our dream and what we had on the inside of us. And what happened was they took your dream and ran with it and left you in the hell that you're in. I wish I had some people here that will understand it though, that your dream is right there. And you've been pregnant with destiny. You've been pregnant with something that you're going to push out, but you're too busy pushing it out to everybody else. Yeah, yes, Lord. And so here, the first point I got to tell you today is your handicap was a reminder that God is telling you that you can't complete your next move without me. And let me just teach you for a couple seconds. You can't complete the next thing that God has for you until you understand and know that what I'm trying to complete, he already had in mind. The Bible says, for I know the thoughts and the plans that I think towards you, plans for you to be successful and get to an expected end. If that be the case, we've got to understand that if he already knew the plans and the thoughts that he had for us, he's got to also know that I was going to go through hell. He had to also know that I was going to go through trial. Is that correct? If he's all-knowing and omniscient, he's got to be able to know exactly what I'm going to go through. And the problem is a lot of us forget that God understands and knows that what we're going through, and we quit him before he quits us. We quit him before he quits us. I'll say it again. We quit him before he quits us. And then we expect him to bless us with the average lifestyle because we have an average prayer life. We expect him to give us greater, but you won't open your mouth. You expect him to tell you about your dreams and let them come to fruition, but you won't open your mouth. But I wish I had some Davids in the building that will say, come hell or high water, I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. Well, my David said, I'm going to give you 15 seconds to open your mouth and thank God that he protected you from danger seen and unseen. Open your mouth. So now, yes, Lord, I hear you. Oh my God. I'm not going to go there. The next verse I want to touch on is it says, no danger then of walking around high and mighty. At first, I didn't think of it as a gift. And I begged God to remove it from me. 3 times I did that. And then look what he told me. He said, my grace is enough. It's all you need. My strength comes into its own in your weakness. I'll say that again. My strength comes into its own in your weakness. I've got to tell us here, the second thing I want to say is your weakness was greatness in disguise. Oh God, your weakness was greatness in disguise. Why do I say that? Because some of us think because we haven't had what we wanted, we don't have the house that we want, we don't have the car that we want, we don't have the friends that we desire, we don't have none of that. And the truth is, we don't have it because we're too busy focused on the problem and not focused on the solution. I thought somebody would get happy. You're too busy focused on the problem. The problem is I don't have it. And you too busy living in why, with your why mentality, W-H-Y. You always whying God. Why I don't have this? Why I don't have that? Why is my neighbor looking better than me? Why is my neighbor having more money than me? But the truth of the matter is you can't get nothing from God living in a why state. You got to change your why into a win. W-H-E-N. Watch how God blesses you here. And turn your why into a W-H-E-N. And when you turn it into a win and you say win the Lord, that changes the whole statement for what you're asking for. Because now you know that it's going to work out for you. You know it's going to come to fruition. You got to change your why into a win. It used to be why I don't have money, but then I changed it to when I have money. It used to be why I don't have the house that I want, but when I live in the mansion, you got to change your why into a win. And watch how a W-H-E-N turns into a W-I-N. It'll be a win for you once you change your verbiage. Until you speak it, it will come into fruition. Until you open your mouth and tell the Lord what you want. All things work together for the good of this. That love the Lord. And it's according to the promise that He has for us. And the promise is, I'll never leave you in lack. I'll never leave you in despair. I'll give you what you want. How do we know it? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and not one thing, not two things, not three things, but all things shall be added unto you. Yes, sir. Before I get out of here, I feel help coming up. Once I heard that, yes, once I heard that, I was glad to let it happen. I quit focusing on the handicap and began appreciating the gift. I'll say that again. I wish I read the Message Bible like I did. It said, once I heard that, I was glad to let it happen because I quit focusing on the handicap and I began appreciating the gift. It was a case of Christ's strength moving in on my weakness. Now I take the limitations. I take the limitations in stride and with good cheer. These limitations that cut me down to size, abuse, accidents, opposition, and bad breaks, I just let Christ take over. And so the weaker I get, the stronger I become. I think you ought to tell somebody, the weaker I look, the stronger I become. The weaker I look, the stronger I become. And the last point before I get out of here is you got to understand and know when the unexpected produces greater. When the unexpected produces greater, you got to understand and know, although it doesn't look like it's going to work out in my good, although it doesn't look like it's going to be what I need it to be, you got to understand and know that the thorn was needed for you in order to get you to your next place in life. Will you please just high five a neighbor and tell them, say, hey, that neighbor, my opposition was for greater. I thought I was going to die in the season I'm in. I thought I wasn't going to make it to where I'm trying to go. But when I begin to look at what God said, I begin to understand and know that greater is he that is in me than he that's in the world. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor, I have glory on the inside of me. I've been going through hell in this season. I've been going through trials in this season. I've been going through persecution in this season. Friends begin to turn their back on me, but I have greater, yes, on the inside of me. All we have to do is write the vision and make it plain. I tell you to tell your neighbor, tell them, say neighbor, this opposition I'm in was going to produce greater. I tell it again. Tell them again, say this opposition I'm in was meant to produce greater. You don't see it yet. They don't understand what you were called to be. You were called to be the head and not the tail. You were called to be above and not beneath. You were called to be the lender and not the borrower. You were called for God to give you glory. The reason why you don't have glory now is because you're too busy focused on people and not focused on God. I wish I had about 5 of you that would get excited that the handicap that you have is also going to be the very thing that catapults you. My next is going to be now in this season. And because I'm not going to worry about my past things, the things that folks can talk about, the things that people can tell about me, the stories that they have on my life. It's not going to matter in this season because that's only a handicap and it's not going to be the end of my story. That's only a handicap and it won't be the end of my next. That's only a handicap and it won't be the story for my greater. You got to understand and know that this season that you're in, it's going to be a Kairos moment. That is the only moment that God has for you. That is the only moment that God has for you. And some of us are too busy living in chronos. You want God to do it when we say do it. But he is saying to you that your time is about to present itself. Your time is about to present itself. You're not weary in your Lord doing. But in due season, you want to reap if you faint not. I tell you to get excited and reach out and grab somebody. And tell him, say neighbor, I got glory in this season. I got glory in this season. Praise God in the sanctuary. Praise him, that's all. And the glory of his power. Praise him for his mighty acts. What does it say next? Let everything, let have breath. Praise the Lord. What's the praise there? Let everything, let have breath. Praise the Lord. I want this, but I'm going to be that. I need this, but I'm using this. I have this, but I have all of this. And now, God is telling you that I'm not going to let you fall. You're too great in this season. God has the glory fixed for your life. I tell you to open your mouth and say, yes, Lord.
Just on the inside, let me just for a couple minutes. Y'all excuse me. But the truth is, the handicap that you have right now, it doesn't look like it's going to work out for you. It doesn't look like it because a lot of people know that I may be handicapped because I've done some things in my life. All right. I've told some stories on some people. But I was anointed to survive, not because I laid in what I used to do, but because I expected God to do more. And a lot of us are struggling, Elder. A lot of us are struggling because we're too busy living in our proclivity and then talking on the mic and saying that we're something different. And God says that I can't bless you with greater until you let go of what you used to do. I wanted to encourage a couple of us. I think I'm done. I wanted to encourage a couple of us today because I think a lot of us struggle in where we are. Jesus. Y'all don't hear me. I think a lot of us struggle and where we are. The gift of our handicap. You were gifted with this handicap. You may not have long hair, but it might be a handicap, but you're going to find you a nice man. You may not be in a nice build and shape, but you're going to have something good that looks at you. because they love you for who you are. It's time out for us trying to look like something to get people to love us when God already qualified us. And too much of us is contaminated because we allow what was consecrated to be used by somebody who didn't have good intentions for your life. I think I should say that again. Too many of us are contaminated because we allowed someone to come into what was consecrated and let them use it for their benefit and not for your benefit. And the problem with that is that we find out who people really are when adversity hits. Haven't you ever understood and known that when you find out that people find out that you were this, they stop calling you?
You're right.
They stop answering your phone calls.
You in the house.
They want nowhere to be found when you needed them. They looked at this because it was beat up. Y'all don't understand how much this blessed me right here, because this was me right here.
Come on.
And I was shy and hiding behind this. Because I wanted everybody to see me as this.
Yes.
When the same ingredients that's on the inside that can fill me is in this. But I just got a little bit more of a story than the person that complains to be perfect.
Amen.
And so where we are today is, as our apostle says to us a lot, he says God will create a scene in order for us to be seen. And I want to encourage a couple of us today that the scene is about to be created.
Amen.
This is about to be in the forefront.
Wow.
This is what they're going to see.
Yes.
This is what you want to be. This is what they see. And the blessing in this is, this may be second string to this, but what's in this is going to surpass this, because when that has to become this, it'll fall backwards. While you've already experienced it, so you can go forward.
Yes. Amen. That's good.
I'll give us an analogy behind it, because I am an athlete, and I was, and my heyday was a great day. Yes, Lord. Segue. But second string, if you look at, let me use someone that's well known. If you look at, does anybody like football in here?
Yes.
Okay. If you look at Drew Bledsoe was before Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is one of the most decorated quarterbacks of all. I mean, he is phenomenal. But you didn't understand and know that this was Tom Brady, and he was sitting behind someone who's supposed to be this. But because Tom Brady didn't have the arm like Drew Bledsoe, he didn't look good. God had to create a scene in order for him to be seen. Let me show you how it happened. Drew Bledsoe gets hurt, and they sub Tom Brady in the game, and he does phenomenal wonders. And in football, you're never supposed to lose your position due to injury. Never. It's not like basketball. You're losing in basketball, I'm sorry, your time's up. God bless you until next year. But in football, when you come back, you're supposed to have that position. And Tom Brady goes in because he was skilled and talented, but he had to watch the game from the sideline in order to be able to see what was needed in order for him to be successful. May I suggest to a couple of us this morning that the reason why you're in second string right now, the reason why you haven't been blessed, is because you needed to see what others failed at in order for you to be able to catapult and be great.
That's good. That's good.
And I want some of us this morning to be honest in our approach and understand and know that the season that I'm in right now may look like this, and I may be second tier to you, but as Mama told me, you can never judge a book by its cover. I hope y'all grew up like I did. She said the same people you might judge and look at crazy could be the same people that can write a loan for you. The same people that can help you get your house. And although I don't have the money, I believe God that He's going to change me to this. In this season, I want us to stop living in lack because we look like this. Stop looking yourself in the mirror and questioning what your next is and what God has for you. This season that we're about to embark upon, as I said,
It's the season of reverse power, where what looked good had to give the authority to this. And I want some of us this morning to just take about a couple of seconds and pray to your God and thank Him. Because although I'm in despair, I'm not counted out. Although I'm dirty, I still have something to wipe me off. And when the water is running down my back, and when the tears are coming across my face, when this can't cover up everything, God will give you something bigger in order to take on everything so that you can become dry. I wish I had a couple of you that understood that this is where I'm at. I want God to give me this. And until you're honest this morning, and I want you to pray to God and ask Him to tell Him that, God, I'm shy of this. I don't want others to see this. That's why we put on our best garments when we come to church, so we can be a public success, but privately we're failing.
Come on. Come on.
Take some time. Let's pray to God on this morning. Wherever you are, open your mouth. Begin to thank God. Father, we love you. We thank you this morning that although this season that we're in, it doesn't look good. It doesn't seem like it's going to work out for me. That you've assigned and aligned my life to get to a better place. Now, God, because we know our enemies are yet on the prowl, seeking whom they may devour, we want to tell them that we have the power and the authority through Christ Jesus to get everything that we want back. Father, in this season, we want to recover all. And we ask you on this morning to do what you have done before that we didn't honor at that time. We ask you to move like you moved in our life in some ways that we have not even seen. For we know that you are the author and the finisher of our faith on this morning. And we thank you. We bless you. We magnify you. We give you the honor. We give you the praise. And as we seal this prayer, we're going to clap our hands. We're going to